she leads the way out of the inn and through the streets of Bazada. It's a beautiful morning here in Bazada. Even this early in the morning, the marketplace is still bustling with people. Carefully traversing the streets and alleys, the crowd begins to thin as we reach the city borders. Emilia consults her map, then continues out of the city. It's no surprise, though, that it's kind of busy early in the morning. This is kind of a marketplace hub, if you will. Especially if that's that promise of you can find anything in Bazada. Without the high cover of the stalls, I blink at the clear blue sky. In the distance, I can see the dark, leafy cover of trees. That must be where we're going. Once we reach the forest, I'm surprised by how much shade the leaves provide. I'm sure it's probably a little bit cooler, too. It sounds like it's going to be a great day, but in the forest, things are probably a little cooler. The branches are strong and the leaves are thick, exposing packets of sunshine. Emilia keeps the map on hand as there are no trails. Aside from a few other stragglers exploring the woods, I can hear the scurry of woodland animals, along with our own footsteps, I imagine. With so much cover and so few people, this would be the perfect opportunity for a bandit ambush. Oh great, Negative Nancy here, thinking of let's get ambushed by bandits, although if Zach's got both guns working, we'll be just fine. I look towards Zach and Leanna, who both seem unconcerned. I suppose it wouldn't make sense for bandits to hide out in a forest which is mostly devoid of people. Very true. We aren't carrying any cargo either, so there's even less of a reason to attack us. Especially if they take one look at Leanna's emblem and see she's a mage knight, they'll back off instantly. The deeper we travel into the woods, the thicker the canopy of leaves become, nearly blocking out all the sunlight. All the other people have long gone, and even the rustle of bushes have become quiet, and the music stopped. You said it, buddy. The Pongo nestles even deeper into Emilia's arms. Oh, so he's gonna hang out with Emilia now, huh? He's not gonna hang out with me anymore? Little rat bastard. Leanna shivers and wraps her arms around herself in a hug. Check on her or ignore it. I'm gonna do the gentlemanly thing and check on her. You okay? She seems startled and drops her arms, trying to act normal.
I'm fine.
Excuse me. If you say so, I know exactly what "I'm fine" means in Earth English. I really know. I wanna see what this does here. I know exactly what "I'm fine" means in Earth English. Oh God, he's gonna say something dumb. Where I come from, when a girl uses those two words together, it means she is not fine. Leanna blinks, then lets out a small laugh.
It's nothing really. It's just that the woods are getting darker and darker, and there's a lot more shadows.
Don't tell me you're afraid of the dark. My response is better. Leanna shakes her head.
Nothing like that. But really, you don't have to be concerned. It's nothing.
Well, it's too late. I'm already concerned. I'm still not convinced, but I'll trust her. Okay. Now she knows that we're concerned, though, so that ended up being a right option, it seems. The forest continues to block out even more light. Soon, it becomes so dark we can barely see what's in front of us. I love that fade effect, though. That's really cool.
Are you sure we're going the right way?
Emilia pulls a torch out of her bag in response. She touches her fingers to the tip of the torch, and her bracelet glows. Fire magic. Then, the torch erupts into flames.
Indeed, there is no need for alarm. The darkness merely indicates we're about to enter the Forest of Sorrows.
Forest of Sorrows?
Forest of Sorrows. Yes, I know of this place. Someone mind giving me a refresher? It's been a while. I'm surprised by Leanna's outburst. Her face is deathly pale.
Do we have to go through here? There must be an alternate route.
Amelia shakes her head.
Embermyst can only be accessed through these woods.
Leanna groans. Means it's not going to be a fun time to go through here.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
That's kind of how plot goes, dear. So this is what was bothering her. What's up with the Forest of Sorrows? I mean, it sounds spooky enough, but is it really that bad?
It is rumored that those who venture into the Forest of Sorrows never come out.
So it must be a good idea that we go forth and go into the place where no one ever comes out of before. Fantastic idea, I love it. They never come out? She nods.
The reason people are unable to escape is because they hear the voices of the loved ones they have lost. They fruitlessly search for their loved ones, losing their way, chasing the wailing of the Spectrals.
No! Amelia, stop! We can travel through this stupid place if we have to, but no more of this story stuff that isn't true and can't be true, so it's not true.
So there! Although Leanna tries to put on a brave front, her voice grows shriller the longer she talks. Right. Amelia nods.
Then let us continue.
I turn to Zach. Do you think all that stuff about the Forest of Sorrows is possible?
It doesn't matter if I think it's possible, because it's the truth.
You are absolutely no freaking help here. Wait a minute. He's trolling me, isn't he? By trolling me, I think he's trolling the waifu.
Zach! Stop!
As Leanna turns away, Zach cracks a fleeting smile before resuming his stony stare. Yep, he's trolling the waifu. As much as I want to be mad at him for it, it's kind of funny. The trees have now lost their cozy feel completely and look thick, old, and withered. The eerie silence is deafening, and each crunch of leaves beneath our feet reminds me of the inevitability of death and decay. I keep seeing flashes of beady eyes peering amid the branches. The squawk of crows pierces the silence, making me jump. Instinctively, I pick up the pace, as does everyone else, especially Leanna. Leanna grows increasingly agitated.
Are you sure we're going the right way? I swear that I've seen that.
A cold gust of wind extinguishes the torch. Odd. Spoopy. Don't do that! Oh, okay, you can do that. She can do that, though. That's perfectly okay to do. Leanna latches onto my arm and pulls it close to her chest. Her eyes are squeezed shut as she buries her face against me, looking all sorts of adorable in the process. The light returns as Amelia relights the torch. Leanna peeps an eye open and glances down at my arm. And where it rests on her chest, her cheeks burn as hot as the torch, and she quickly drops my arm.
Sorry,
Why'd you have to stop? She trails off as her blush deepens. I bet her nerves from the forest and the awkwardness of grabbing me is making her flustered. She might be more comfortable holding on to me, but that's an equally awkward suggestion. That we're going to make anyways. Ask if she wants to grab my arm, pull her in close, whatever. She let go. Let's just move on. Well, I'm not going to move on. And I'm not just going to ask. I'm just going to pull her in close. Just no need to ask an awkward question. I'm just going to let my actions speak instead. So I'm going to pull her in close. I close the distance between us and link arms with her again. Although surprised, she doesn't stop me. Instead, she blushes again. Amelia watches us and cocks her head to the side. Don't you dare ruin this for me right now.
Are you afraid?
Huh?
You're mimicking Leanna's instinctive reach for your arm. Does that mean you too are feeling afraid?
I'm not scared. I don't need nobody. Nope. It's just Leanna. It's okay and normal to feel uneasy at times. I mean, we could try to pull up the manly card, but that's not going to really work here. Just Leanna, probably not. Let's just say kind of probably how the entire group is feeling, except for Amelia because she has no emotions because she's a robot. Just kidding. But it's okay to feel uneasy at times. There's nothing wrong with that, especially in a place like this. Amelia nods.
Your rationale is valid.
Of course it is. Now keep walking. Leanna squeezes my arm a little tighter and smiles. Why, she's so cute and adorable.
Thanks.
I nod with a warm smile. Anytime. Zach waits impatiently a few paces ahead of us.
Can we move on?
No! You're just jealous. Get your own girlfriend.
Affirmative.
We all hurry to catch up with Zach and continue through the forest. No wonder people get lost. This place feels like it's endless. Leanna tightens her grip on my arm whenever there's a noise. A crow flies by and she hides her face in my shoulder. Oh, she's so cute. I can feel the warmth rush to my cheeks, and I'm grateful for the darkness. This is so out of character for Leanna. I never would have guessed she gets spooked by ghosts. Gradually, the darkness fades away as the trees are illuminated by an ethereal glow. As the blue and green light chases away the shadows, my mood begins to lift. Well, yeah, your environment kind of has an effect on how you feel. And I can see why. The trees still look ancient, but full of wisdom and secrets instead of bad omens. The pongo squirms wildly in Amelia's arm. He wriggles free and hops around in glee. As he hops, he opens his mouth wide, but loses his balance and blinks as he falls on his head. That's adorable. After a few more confused seconds, he shakes himself and tries again. There must be a lot of magic here.
We have made it through the Forest of Sorrows.
Yes, we are free. Success. Leanna sighs in relief and clearly looking a bit annoyed.
Finally.
She blushes as she lets go of me.
So Embermyst is close.
The natural concentration of crystal energy would indicate we are on the correct path.
You could have just said yes. Ah, the crystals must be what the blue and green glow is from.
What do you mean, on the correct path? Haven't you traveled here before?
Amelia shakes her head.
No, this is my first journey.
You mean you had us travel through the Forest of Sorrows without knowing for sure that it would lead us to Embermyst?
It would seem so.
That is correct.
Leanna gapes at Amelia.
Well, we did make it through. And if we do reach Embermyst, then she would have delivered on her promise.
Zach nods at Amelia, who looks curiously at him. While deep in thought, it looks like she's reworking a previous analysis of him. Then she nods back. Leanna opens her mouth to argue, but stops.
I suppose it doesn't matter now that we're almost there.
On that conclusion, let us continue.
It's probably the smartest thing to do if we're close. We trail behind Amelia, the pongo blissfully hopping along as she navigates us out of the rest of the forest. Embermyst lies just beyond the edge of the forest, and soon we approach the heavy gates of the city. Well, dang. This is quite the pretty looking town. Definitely nestled back in the middle of nowhere, away from society and probably most of, modern tech. Two tanned men with leather armor and carved wooden staves inlaid with rough crystals stand guard. Their staves are crossed, and the light seems to shimmer as it catches the negative space between the staffs. Is that some kind of magic?
Please state your business.
As students from the Mage Academy, we seek an audience with Elder Isum.
Well, I'm just gonna let her sit ahead and talk about this. They look us over, and I shift uncomfortably under their gaze. Their blank eyes seem to burrow deep into my soul. Don't get lost in there, boys. They close their eyes, and the red crystals inlaid in their staves glow. The translucent glimmers increase. After a few minutes, they reopen their eyes and remain silent. I glance at Leanna, who looks back at me. I whisper, "Are they going to let us in?" She shakes her head uncertainly. Zach crosses his arms, but otherwise doesn't seem bothered by the situation. Amelia stands confidently and waits patiently. Of course she does. I don't think she'd stand any other way. I guess things are going according to her plan? Maybe? Just when I can no longer bear the silence, a figure steps out from behind the gates. He's an old, squirrely man with a set of glasses which slip down his hooked nose. He wears a faded and wrinkled open robe.
Elder Isum.
Yes? Who is it?
He does look a little on the older side. I like that picture, though. It's great.
I am Amelia Estelle from the Mage Academy, and these are my associates.
The Mage Academy, you say?
He adjusts the glasses on his nose and peers at Amelia.
Yes. Yes.
One by one, he peers at the rest of us. He barely glances at Zach, but looks at Amelia with interest when he recognizes her guild emblem. Finally, his gaze lingers on me, almost as if he's trying to place me, but can't.
Well, come on in then. No point in standing around.
Oh, that was easy. The guards break away as he beckons us in, and the translucent shimmers disappear. After we pass through the gates, I look back right before the gates close and see the guards resume their original position. Elder Isum shuffles along the dirt path and leads us through the quaint village. The villagers tend to wear plain, loose-fitting tunics. Aside from the guards, most people don't carry weapons, although many of them do wear simple bracelets embedded with crystals. We soon arrive at the strangely architecturally stable clay hut. As we enter, I covertly touch the walls. It reminds me of unglazed ceramic tiles. Okay, I can picture that. We settle down on wide cushions on the floor.
How were you able to find this place?
Through you.
Eh?
Go on. Amelia pulls out a worn tome. Where has she been keeping that this whole time?
My old research. I thought I'd lost this.
As Elder Isum carefully turns the pages of the tome, Leanna clears her throat.
We were told you can help us.
By whom?
Professor Xavier.
Elder Isum lets out a loud chuckle.
Xavier is a professor now. Good for him. I've been out of touch with Haven Guard and Lumia for many years. I'm not sure how I can help.
Leanna fills him in on all that's happened so far, beginning with the spiked energy readings and ending with Professor Xavier's advice. She keeps the story simple and straight to the point, carefully eliminating the fact that I'm not from this world. It's probably wise. Although telling him probably isn't going to hurt anything, especially if we are here for temporal rifts and the theory of temporal rifts. So telling him, who's he going to tell? He's out of touch with Havengard and Illumia, so we don't have anything to worry about. Elder Isum listens thoughtfully, but grows more excited the longer Leanna talks.
The temporal rifts. It's been so long since I really researched them. I'm afraid I've been rather distracted. Still, someone is here hoping to discuss these theories, and I'm more than happy to talk about them.
He claps his hands excitedly.
Where should we start?
Hold that thought for a second, Professor. As I'm about to answer, a deep rumble beneath the earth stops me. What was that?
Oh, just the volcano. Nothing to worry about.
Volcano? If a volcano goes rumble rumble, I'm in trouble. Well, I trust you. That's what they said about Pompeii. R.I.P. us. Well, rip us maybe. He's not going to understand that. He's going to definitely know we're not from around here, but let's just trust him. He's given us no reason not to. Okay. Elder Isum's demeanor remains relaxed. If something bad were to happen, he wouldn't be acting this way. Right? Unless he's just really a crazy old man that just doesn't really understand the overwhelming threat of danger that we're under. I exchange glances with the rest of my group. Leanna looks perturbed, while Amelia and Zack both stay on alert. At least I'm not the only one who's uneasy.
There's no need to look so concerned. The volcano will not erupt. This is the first sign of activity it has shown in thousands of years.
Isn't that concerning?
Perhaps if it were any other volcano, but this particular volcano is in the domain of the fire elemental who protects us all.
This fire elemental of which you speak, are you referencing the ancients?
Precisely.
Someone want to fill me in on what's going on? Zack crosses his arms.
The ancients are only a story.
So was Embermyst. Who are the ancients?
They are the elements of Asaria. The magic which we have learned to manipulate are the gifts left behind from the ancients.
That's how the legend goes.
You are mistaken. They are not a legend.
Leanna looks uncertain while Zack scowls.
You still believe in those stories?
I believe in the research, and Elder Isum has accumulated plenty of it.
Then where have the elementals been all this time?
We all return our focus to the Elder.
I suppose I do have a few theories on that as well. But the elements are a lot trickier than temporal rifts.
Oh, how so?
The story of the ancients is so old, it predates our understanding of crystals and spheres. That's why most societies have forgotten about them and brushed them off as a legend. The people in this village, though, have not forgotten. When I arrived, I was purely focused on finding the fire temple for research purposes. But the longer I stayed, the more my focus strayed from the temporal rifts to the ancients themselves. If you believe that the cause of those random energy spikes are the result of temporal rifts, perhaps that is the link to the return of the elementals to Asaria.
So, what does that mean exactly? He shakes his head.
It's hard to say. We don't know why they left in the first place. My guess is that something was keeping them occupied in the spirit world. Perhaps whatever that is was set free by the rifts.
Emilia hangs on to Elder Isum's every word. Leanna absent-mindedly fiddles with her manipulator, deep in thought. Only Zack seems skeptical of this conversation. This sounds really complicated, and not something that can be solved in a few hours. We need to get back on track. How do I get home? To get back to the original topic on hand, Elder Isum nods.
Ah, the temporal rifts, yes.
How would one go about creating a rift?
That will be difficult. You'll need an incredible amount of energy, more than any one human can create. The only places with that much concentration of energy is in the temples of the elementals.
You said that there was one in the village?
Yes, the fire temple is here in Embermyst.
Great! My body grows warm as hope floods through my veins. This is good. I finally have a way home.
To be more precise, it's on the outskirts of the village, built on the side of the volcano, but it's not a far walk.
Then that's where we need to go.
Leanna pushes herself to her feet, and the rest of us do the same. As Elder Isum rises, his face falls.
Leaving so soon? I was hoping we'd have a longer chance to chat. I have so many questions about Illumia and the Academy. As you can imagine, one does not get a lot of news of the outside world here.
I can only imagine. Perhaps upon our return?
Ah, yes, of course. Well, you best be on your way then.
Elder Isum, it was truly an honor to meet you.
What the hell kind of action did you just do? Amelia's cheeks flush as Elder Isum grins. She must really respect him. In that moment, I realize just how small and dainty she looks. I sometimes forget how young she is compared to the rest of us. We all say our goodbyes and then exit the hut. Once outside, we scan the horizon, trying to orient ourselves towards the volcano. It's kind of hard to miss something that's sticking up out of the ground. It stands, thousands of feet tall.
Excuse me.
Can I help you? I'm listening now. I whirl around and come face to face with a woman wearing just enough fabric to cover her essentials and nothing more. Her long brown hair is tied up in a ponytail, which falls down her neck and frames her very ample chest. Don't look at her boobs, don't look at her boobs. The plot thickens. Who are you? Oh, who are you? Before I have a chance to speak, Zach asks the question on everyone's mind.
Who are you?
He's clearly not amused. Zach steps in front of Amelia, who frowns and steps away. I guess he's taking this bodyguarding business really seriously. I mean, he is getting paid for it. Leanna holds herself stiffly, ready to move if necessary. The woman salutes.
Car Noir, treasure hunter extraordinaire.
Never heard of you. Zach narrows his eyes.
What do you want with us?
Well, I couldn't help but overhear that you're interested in the fire temple.
How did you hear that?
How did you hear us when we were inside?
She taps her nose knowingly.
I have very sensitive hearing.
I fail to understand how our interests are of relevance to you.
Me too.
I was just getting to that.
I'm sure you were.
You see, I've come to offer an extension of friendship.
Both Leanna and Zach raised an eyebrow like I just did.
Or at least an extension of mutual benefit.
As of right now, it sounds like it's more the latter. Okay.
It's true that the villagers maintain the fire temple, but from what I've discovered, they are unaware of the temple's secret passage. If you're interested in the energy of the temple, I can guarantee that's where you'll find it.
If the villagers don't know about the secret passage, how did you find it?
It's all a part of the treasure hunting gig. You have to be looking for it to find it.
Kara winks and gives us a thumbs up.
The best part is that I've already disarmed or made a note of most of the traps in there.
There are traps in this temple?
The temples are a sanctuary for the elementals, but any place that is easily accessible is sure to attract all types. There are measures set in place to protect the spirit from those who wish to harm it.
Like I said, I've disarmed most of the traps, but not all. There is one magical barrier at the end of the tunnel which I've not yet been able to pass. I don't have magic, but you do.
She gestures to Leanna and Amelia.
If you can magic that barrier away, then that's at least one step closer to finding your energy.
Zack crosses his arms and glares at Kara.
How does that benefit you?
She grins.
All I'm interested in are the artifacts and relics. From the sounds of it, you guys are more interested in something else, hence mutually beneficial. So, what do you think?
I'm not sure what to think. I look at the rest of my group. Wordlessly, we huddle close together and whisper. I don't trust her. There's plenty of reasons for her to join. Does it really matter? I mean, we have to... she's approached us, so that makes me kind of a little wary about her, but she has given us plenty of reasons to let her join. But does it really matter? I mean, she's probably going to join anyways, but, you know, let's just kind of lay it all out on the table. Let's see, there's plenty of reasons for her to join. I vote we let her join us.
If she's already marked the passageway and traps, then we can just follow her markings and break the barrier ourselves. I can't think of a reason why we would need to bring her along.
I can think of two. Of course, that's where that option would take us. I sneak another glance at Kara's chest and smirk.
I must concede that I am impressed by her resourcefulness. It is plainly evident that she is not a native to Embermyst, which means she somehow discerned the location on her own.
That was one of my thoughts, not the one that we ended up just reading about. That's a really good point. Leanna looks thoughtful.
As a treasure hunter, her tracking skills could come in handy in the future.
We all stare at Zack. He shrugs.
Do what you want.
That sounds like a yes to me. Zack doesn't respond. He just fixes his steely gaze on me.
So does this mean we're agreed to join up with Kara?
We all nod.
Fine.
I mean, he gets to say too. The Pongo sits in the middle of our circle and blinks happily. Where do you even go when you're hiding? I'm gonna pretend like I know what that means.
Let's go tell Kara.
We turn around and Kara stands right behind Leanna, her face only inches away. Leanna lets out a startled gasp. Jeez, what is she? Some kind of ninja? Kara rubs her hands excitedly.
All right, this will be fun.
We're gonna see how much fun this is gonna end up being next time. I'm gonna end the episode here because this just makes the plot thicken even further, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to find the city of Embermyst. Now onwards to the Fire Temple to hopefully get some more answers. But, as always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button down below or leaving a comment. It really does help me out. And if you are new to the channel, or have not done so already, make sure to unleash your power by hitting the subscribe button down below today as well. And I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you. And have a great rest of your day. Take care.